Just gonna go with this angle because it's the middle of the night, the time I truly come alive. So hello, welcome. I'm gonna be a little quiet because people are still sleeping, but I don't typically yell anyway when I talk. So anyhow, the reason I'm recording this beautiful moment right now in my human experience on this plane of existence is because I truly feel like it's going to bring something to your plane of existence, especially if you decided to click on this video. So, just to let you know, if you haven't met me before, I am currently transforming and shifting and like in a cocoon right now because I got Saturn and Pluto in my first house. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video yet. No, I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but I know that I needed to talk about it because my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, nothing would let me sleep until I did this shadow work. Okay, I'll probably title it some kind of shadow work that I did around friendships, around childhood, around bullying, just all this shadow work that I had to do. And shout out to Water Baby Tarot, watch her. Shout out to Wonder Girl Astrology, watch her. Shout out to Earth Mama Medicine. I didn't like watch anything recently from her, but I really like her. Shout out to Share the Light on YouTube as well as Instagram. Check her out. All of these people have been very influential in allowing me to like step into the moment that I'm in right now in this current recording session that I'm doing with you guys. And it was random. Like, I mean, it wasn't random. Everything's divinely aligned, but Saturn and Pluto being in my first house, and then me natally just being Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune in my first house, that's a lot to happening in your first house. That's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my first house of who I am, what I do, what I look like, how I am. And I was noticing a lot of like issues with like sitting in my authentic energy because of some things I hadn't healed. Some projections I was casting onto my current reality because of things that had occurred to me so long ago that I didn't heal or was subconsciously unaware I was still making all my choices out of. And so I was me, my partner, his niece. We were all having a sleepover tonight, and I couldn't sleep because they were snoring, and the energy was just too buzzy for me as a human design projector. So I was like, I gotta go in this other room, and I didn't know. I thought I was just gonna go to sleep. Thought that was just gonna happen, and then my body was like, No, you want to go back and look at all of these times you were bullied as a child. And I was like, what? I already did that. I already done. I've done this, but I didn't do it. It's like I knew I was bullied. That's something you don't really have to go back to really remember. But I never really went back with my adult consciousness and saw little me and talked to little me and gave her the tips and the tricks and the advice and the knowingness of what was truly happening as an adult that could tell a child something. I hadn't done that. And so I did that tonight. I was laying in this little bunk bed. I was going through all these things and realizing like, oh, there was a lot that I like. And this is also another disclaimer. I have moved over 50 times and I'm 28 years old. So that's a lot. I moved every year except for middle school. For school. I stayed in middle school for 2 of the years. Every other school I was only in there for 1 year. You try making any friends or understanding how any social things work if you move every year. You don't know anybody. You know you're gonna move again. You're kind of just nice to people, and that's just all you do. Okay, I'm just telling you from personal experience. If you've moved as many times as me, then you probably relate. So anyhow, the air just turned off, so I gotta be a little bit quieter. So anyhow, I was going through all of these moments, these experiences, and realizing how many times I like dumbed down my energy because of the culture that I was a part of at the time, and then feeling not good enough because then I went to another school that was way advanced. Like it was just who am I? Where is my, always basing myself off of what I was around because it was always changing. I was like, well, I'm not constant, so I guess these things around me are more constant than I am, so they can give me an indication who I am. Not true. Not true. And as I was tapping into a lot of these younger memories, I realized how much of my Arcturian energy was truly in my body. Like how much I was operating from the Arcturian lens and just having that and then dumbing it down. There were these where I was like, ah. So I'm like, literally tonight, as I'm talking to you over this night, Uranus is currently right on top of my fourth house. So I was like, maybe it's because it's in my fourth house of the home environment. And Uranus shake things up, and I couldn't sleep in that room. So I slept in a different room, in a different bed with a different energy. All this stuff was able to come out to begin with. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But I am grateful that it did. So, as I'm receiving all of this and integrating all of this, so much of my power was coming back to me. So much of my knowing of who I am was coming back. Like, no matter where I lived, where I was living, who I was around, what school I was going to, I was always just a beautiful little loving child who wanted to be friends with people and wanted to be nice to everyone and give to everyone a flower in my energy field. Like, imagine someone just offering you a flower. That's what I wanted to do with my interactions with people. I'm like, I just want to be nice. Look, I'm not going to be here for very long. Who has time to be mean? Who has time for that? No one has the time and energy for that. So I'm just going to be nice. And then over time, like I said, bullies, whatever. Those are definitely, if you've been bullied, those are important things to go back and like actually deal with. Okay? Take it from someone who literally just did it and got so much power back from that. And all I kept hearing was like, I've taken my power back. And so much energy has entered into my body. And for people who have recently found me, you might hear me speak and I'm like, so blah, blah, blah. Like this is what I'm feeling right now. It feels like some pieces of me that I left behind that I'm integrating currently as I'm speaking to you. And so like my tone is changing, my energy is changing, my ability to just be myself and say what I want and do what I want and be what I want. Sorry about my stomach. It's like, why are you up in the middle of the night? You should eat something. I don't think I have anything up here to eat. But anyhow, so I just wanted to get on here and chronicle this and share this because this is an important event for me personally, and I know it's going to be an important event for someone out there who hasn't done the shadow work, who hasn't gone back and really looked at things. If you're having trouble figuring out why things in your current reality are not unfolding like you want them to, it is most likely subconscious. And this is something I learned. Shout out to Wonder Girl Astrology. She said in her most recent full moon in Virgo video, you're getting these new things you want, these new patterns, these new routines, these new things you're setting up, but yet something still doesn't feel right. Something you think in your external environment is stopping you, when in reality, it's an internal emotional issue. For me, that has been coming up in like any kind of social interaction, but for me, most of my social interactions that I make at this age in my life are going to be friendships. So I was like, okay, friendships. I would just talk to people. It could just have been online, getting on a live, and I would like stress sweat. I'm like, why am I getting so anxious that no one's even seeing what? And I kind of thought it was funny, but truly, deeply, that is something to be observed and like sat with. And it was time to do it. And I have a sound healing course that I'm going to tomorrow with my partner as we're getting our sound healing certification. And like, I'm wondering if I should share this or like what it's going to change in me as I go tomorrow. Like, I'm supposed to be waking up super early in the morning, so I'm like already affirming with my guides, like, look, you had me stay up and do all this work. I know 8:08 on my clock. That's confirmation for me. As I'm sitting and sharing all this, and when I go to sleep, I'm going to sleep well. But I'm digressing a little bit, so let me get back on track. So if you're watching this, I beg you, urge you, if not to listen to me, then to go to Wonder Girl Astrology or Water Baby Tarot and to watch some of their recent readings about the newer full moon or about your signs, your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, and see what's waiting for you there, because a lot was waiting for me there, and I knew something was waiting for me there, and I'm glad that I went and I sat and I received it, because I feel so much better. And I didn't have to go to a therapist. I didn't need to leave the house. I just simply went into a room alone by myself and sat with myself and walked myself down memory lane. And I wasn't even sitting up in like a typical traditional meditational posture. I was laying down and I was just like, okay, let's go, let's do this. And I did. And I talked to myself. I talk to myself all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But truly, I feel like so much electricity in my body. I feel like super buzzy, and then like I just started like owning my energy. It feels so good. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, and then like also too, what I noticed was like as I moved closer to high school, it was less bullying and more like feminine energy that was jealous of my energy, so wanted to steal my light. And interestingly enough, most of the time when I did make friends who were girls, they were lesbians, so they weren't necessarily like oh, I'm jealous of your energy. They weren't necessarily in that kind of frequency. So it was interesting to also call power back from those moments where a lot of my feminine friends didn't really want to be my friend. They just wanted my energy. They just wanted to take some of my light, and I gave it to them. I consented, and I no longer consent. I do not consent to any infringements. I do not consent to any infringements. I do not consent to any infringements. And I called on Archangel Michael and asked him to help me to cut and dissolve any connections that do not serve me and to call my power back. And you have the power and ability to do this all within yourself. I didn't have to go anywhere. I just had to be alone by myself. And you can do that too. And please do it, because I feel so much better. And you deserve to feel better too. None of us got time to not be living in alignment. And I'm over here preaching to people, live in alignment and connect with your divine highest self. And then here I am still having all this shadow to do. 144 though, on the time. And if you know, you know. So confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. And I feel really good about sharing this. Like, I was like laying in bed and I was like, I cannot sleep. Why can't I sleep? I already did all the work. Why can't I sleep? They're like, maybe you should go upstairs and talk about it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this in the morning. You better believe I'm gonna get on here and talk my crap. I'm gonna talk my flowers, if you will. And then they're like, well, I am a nocturnal creature. I am typically used to being up late at night and talking and recording. That's what I used to do. And like I just haven't necessarily been in that flow in a long time. So I'm trying to find maybe my routine will be switching up a little bit. Oh, the air turned back on. Maybe I'll be switching up a little bit and adding more nighttime hangouts by myself up here with you guys, because it feels really good. And this is honestly like the best time to do your own personal work, is when no one else is awake and the energy is quiet and it's dark. And yeah, I just feel so good. And then like after that, like after I removed all that, I've called my energy back. I'm sitting in my power. I'm sitting in my knowing. I'm sitting in my truth. I'm sitting in my light. I'm sitting in my energy. As I'm sitting in all of this divineness, then I like started going through like my personal romantic relationships, making sure I didn't like miss any things. And I missed a couple things here and there. So I was just kind of going back over everything. Sometimes you got to redo it, you know? And I think Saturn in me natally is retrograde. So that kind of makes sense. It's my first house. So I went back through and I was clearing more out. And energetically, I still feel my solar clearing out as we speak. So I'm claiming that clearing. And so, anyway, so as I'm clearing all this out and I'm owning this energy, I also started affirming with Spirit. I was like, okay, so you know what? I'm ready now. I am ready. I am ready. All these things that I've been asking you for, Spirit, I'm ready for them. All these things that I've been saying that I'm ready for, I'm ready for them now. Bring it. Bring subscribers, bring tribe, bring collective, bring friends, bring followers, bring blessings, bring travel, bring love. I have love already, but more love. You can never have enough love. You can never give enough love. And that's something that I've kind of always held within my personal knowing now that I've seen, going back and seeing all my little Talisas. No matter what, even if I was being bullied, I was still kind. I was still loving. That's just always how I'm going to be. That's just my energy. That's just who I am. That's at my core. That's my core. So, I say all this to say, please, 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 do your shadow work. It is a fun work. It feels good, because when you're done with it, you feel so much better. It's like the energy you feel. Like, imagine like there's some dusty ass closet in your room and everything else in your room is immaculate. Everything else in your room, you got your string lights, you got plants, you got your crystals, you got your aesthetic, you got everything you like. Everything's looking good, feeling good. And then like a friend comes over, you're all hanging out, having a fun time. They're like, hey, what's in this closet? And you're like, oh my god, no, don't go in there. And they're like, why, what's wrong? And it's just a closet full of like cobwebs and old memories and dirt and junk. I don't know, all these things that you still need to clean out, but you don't want to sit with it. Time to sit with it. It's time, because then once you clean out that closet, you can put pretty clothes in there. You can put an altar in there. You can pray in there. Like there's so much that clears up. Feng Shui is real. Okay, Feng Shui is real. That's something I used to be so excited about when people would come to the crystal shop that I worked at. Feng Shui, the energy of a space is real. And so clearing out that energetically within, reflects in your outer environment. And I'm going to be a testament to that, because I just literally just did it. And now I'm ready to see the changes occur within the things that I am manifesting and creating. And my mission is larger than I think it is. And I know that. And that's something I'm stepping into. And that was 1444. That was something that I was already shown a long time ago. They were like, okay, it's interesting. And this is not to brag. This is just, it is what it is. If you are into astrology, then you will know what I mean when I say this. I looked up people who had the same birthday as me, and Ariana Grande was born the same year, the same day, 1 minute before me. Same chart, same everything. And I was like, okay, so like she's owning her energy, she's owning her light, she's owning her truth, she's owning her voice. All I need to do is own my energy, and I can be just as prosperous. I can make just as much of a difference and like use my platform for major beautiful change. And Ariana Grande, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her, but she has so much influence. I would really love to see her use it for more. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I plan to do that. And I've already spoken about how many people I want to bless in my life. I've already affirmed this with spirit. All my family members, I know their dreams, their true passions and purposes. And with the abundance that flows in from the channel, blessings on blessings on blessings. I'm so ready to be one of those Capricorn risings who's building something that sustains all, that in, that is going to allow all to thrive, Gaia to thrive, humans to thrive, our hearts to thrive, our light to thrive. It feels good to know that I'm going to be a part of that I am a part of that 144,000 to make a difference here. And I'm ready to make a difference, and that's the difference. I'm ready now. And this is my proclamation. Affirm the proclamation. I am a sovereign being, free to create the life I'm dreaming with this song that I'm singing. That's a song coming out soon by me and my partner. We're starting to work on music together. I wasn't singing it because it's supposed to be quiet. And I'm going to stop talking because I'm getting a little lengthy, and I can see that, and I know that, and I feel that. So please do your shadow work. Just do it. Just do it, please. Please just do it. You'll feel so much better. And leave a comment when you do, because I want to affirm it with you and celebrate with you. And we can be in this electricity together, because trust me, you're going to feel electric. You're going to feel, I feel electric right now. I feel so electric. It's like funny. I'm like so buzzy. So yes, please do that. Costs $0 to support me. You just click subscribe and join the tribe, and we will continue to encourage and support and love one another and give each other little downloads. Please share them if you have them. I am ready to receive them. And until next time, in the middle of the night, most likely, I am sending you peace, and I am sending you love.